Hello and welcome to the S4HANA Cloud Private Edition Sell and Service Authorization Enablement. My name is Alessandro Sabidussi from the Partner Solution Center, and I will guide you through this overview session about the different transition options. Let's start by having a look to the learning objectives of this session. After finishing this course, you will be able to present and discuss with your customers the benefit of moving to S4HANA and in particular the advantages of moving to S4HANA Cloud Private Edition. Also, you will be able to create an estimation of the effort required for a transition project, describe the system conversion approach at an high level, and describe the system copy approach at the high level. And last but not least, get familiar with all the processes to move a customer from on-premise into S4HANA Cloud Private Edition. The starting point of this session are the different implementation approaches that are possible and applicable for S4HANA Cloud Private Edition. Starting from the left-hand side, we have the system conversion as the first one. This approach is sometimes referred as brownfield, and it allows a customer to convert their on-premise SAP ERP system into S4HANA Cloud Private Edition directly. This is one of the advantages of the Private Edition compared to the other S4HANA Cloud offerings, and it allows customers to maintain their full existing implementation during the conversion. The second is the system copy approach, and it is relevant for customers that are already using S4HANA on-premise and would now like to move their system to the SAP Cloud offering. This option offers the possibility to copy the system in a complete way into the Private Edition. These first two options are the main focus and part of the reason why SAP introduced the Private Edition, but we also have other possible approaches. So let's have a look. The third option is a possible alternative, and it focuses on customers that would like to start with a new implementation or greenfield approach. They can be either existing SAP customers that would like to re-implement or net new customers that need to start from scratch. The last option is about the selective data transition scenario, which is part of the overall transition options into S4HANA. This scenario includes multiple use cases like, for example, the merge of multiple systems, being SAP or non-SAP, and the partial and selective migration of existing systems into S4HANA. This scenario is also normally quite heterogeneous in terms of the methodologies and tools that are used, and for these reasons, we normally required an additional evaluation to determine if it is possible in this context. Now, let's focus only on the transition scenario that is the main focus and objective of this session. In the picture, you can see that the starting point can either be customers on the SAP ERP or already on S4HANA using the on-premise edition. For customers running S4HANA, we can offer the system copy approach that I mentioned before and bring the full system directly into the private edition. For SAP ERP customers, we can use the system conversion approach that allows a direct conversion into private edition. We will now have a look into the details of these options by starting from the system conversion. This transition scenario offers a complete conversion of SAP ERP systems into S4HANA, and it is complemented by tools, guides, and support coming from SAP. A customer should go for this option if they want to bring their complete business processes and data to S4HANA. To mitigate the overall risk of a big bang approach that a conversion would require, the project can be tailored to a technical conversion, minimizing potential issues. Additional innovation can be made available and consumed at a later point in time. The process is standardized by SAP and supported with guides and with tool sets that include the software date manager with the database migration option that will take care of the technical phases of the conversion. The move to SAP Cloud is made possible by an option called System Move, which is part of the previously mentioned software date manager, and it allows customers to move their system to a different location during the downtime phases of the system conversion procedure. A conversion consists of different steps, and the first important thing to distinguish for our purpose is if the activities are performed in the source system, which is the customer current environment, or target system, that is the private cloud. The preparation phase starts with the first activity called system requirement, and this particular one requires an alignment between you as a partner and SAP Cloud Operations team in charge of S4HANA Private Cloud Edition. This alignment is there to align on the target system requirements and setup for a specific customer conversion. With this alignment, you will make sure that everything is ready in private cloud to host the converted customer system. The remaining steps, part of the preparation phase, can be executed in the source customer system and do not have dependencies with the target. Switching now to the realization phase, we have the technical steps of the conversion performed by the Software Date Manager tool. This step is organized with a sequence of uptime and then downtime activities. Right at the beginning of the downtime part, the execution will require a switch to the target environment in the private cloud, where the Software Date Manager tool will continue to run. The execution of Software Date Manager in the target system, as well as in the source system, requires a direct access to the operating system layer, and this will have to be organized together with the SAP Cloud Operations team that is in charge of the target landscape in private cloud. After the technical conversion executed by the Software Date Manager tool, there are several post activities from the cross or application-specific area. These are executed in the target system, which is running in private cloud and require only access to the SAP application layer via the SAP GUI. So this can be performed by you as a partner with no additional or special level of access. Now let's talk about the other scenario that we have previously seen called system copy. This allows an existing S4HANA customer to migrate their system to private cloud and leverage the SAP Cloud Services and infrastructure, as well as the subscription pricing model. To perform this migration, you will use the well-established system copy procedure, which can be performed using the Software Provisioning Manager tool from SAP. Given the specific context of this copy and the migration required in between, you will use the backup and restore method that requires a full backup of the HANA database in the source customer system and the restore of the same backup into S4HANA Private Cloud Edition after the transfer of the backup files to the SAP Cloud. Before coming to the conclusion of this session, I would like to remind you that all the information about roles and responsibilities for the private edition can be found in the related documents, and this is also covered in a different session of this authorization enablement. In the slide, the red section of the comparison with the S4HANA Cloud Extended Edition highlights the main differences regarding the possibility to also perform a brownfield implementation with the conversion scenario that I previously described. As a last point of this session, I would like to summarize the previous information and complement them with some important delivery consideration for you in order to plan and organize your customer projects. The first point highlights that as a partner, you will still be able to drive and manage the project for a customer moving into the S4HANA Cloud Private Edition, taking all the main responsibilities of this project. During this migration or conversion project, we have included a temporary import server where you can have full access, and this will be used by you to perform all the relevant activities on the technical side. Our cloud operation team will then take care of the last step by switching from this temporary server into the final one. The same team from SAP is also available to support you during the whole project in case of issues that are concerning the cloud environments. This now concludes this session. I hope the previous content clarified the different options available for a transition to S4HANA Cloud Private Edition and also your role as a partner in these projects. Thank you for attending the session and bye-bye.